Yeah, he said he was coming.
Yeah, they x-rayed my back, he said, my back's all screwed up.
Well, you know, you're eligible for join the American. Yeah, you get an honorable discharge.
Yeah, they lost it, it worked. It wasn't, well, I mean, I didn't even get the dog face. I went to go back to this.
Oh.
Rob Sanders, I recommend this whole little down.
Hello.
It's chatting up, right?
Alan's medical
Can you make that appointment with me too?
Yes.
I'm sure you will.
So it's supposed to be right before the next one.
So Grace wants to do a fire. I would like to see her get out. You just have to watch.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I got 7 guys.
I figured they needed to hear it. They're a little aggressive on it. Yeah, I know, right? Second. All right. I'm going to call this meeting to order, the Monday, February 13th, 2023. I don't have any recognition. If you guys would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we have roll call, please?
Dennison, Whedon,
Here.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Present.
Swam.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Very good. I believe we have some amendments to the agenda that we need to approve? I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to move A, an unfinished business, I believe,
New business.
under new business.
Yep.
I want to move, considering city manager Heather Gray severance agreement, I want to move that to closed session. And then I also want to move that we, employment wage, we want to discuss employment wages in closed session.
All right, can I have a
Is that clear? Was that clear?
So you're gonna move the severance, you're gonna move item A to closed session?
Right.
Okay,
But what I want,
yeah.
but what I'm asking though,
Well, it's like, you hear that?
do I hear somebody?
Yeah.
Well, it's the speaker.
Yeah, it's like somebody's coming back through here.
Am I echoing through that?
You got it, Noah? Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
That's what I
Oh, it's probably on the live stream.
I knew I was hearing voices, I didn't see nobody talking. I want to make sure, once we go into closed session, on that motion, I made the motion already, but I want it to be an open session. I don't want to just approve what we discuss in closed session when we come back into open. I just have some questions about her severance
Okay.
that I want to ask in close, so that we can come back out into open and
And then
discuss it.
So you just wanna add an item, you don't wanna take that, you wanna,
Yeah, we're gonna
Move
move
that item.
that.
Move
the item to.
Move that
right
item.
after we come
Move,
back.
and you wanna move it to the end of the meeting
After the
then?
closed session.
After closed session. But I want to add it to closed session.
All right,
Yep.
got it.
Does that make any sense now,
yeah, so
Cal?
you're just moving item A to,
To-
under D, so, okay. I got ya.
Okay.
All right, and then I'll also take a motion to move the item 1 and 2 that were on the original request to amend the agenda.
You have to take care of the first motion first. You have to-
If you do, if
You
you
just
wanna
wanna
make
add
that
the
motion,
years?
we can do the roll call, and then we can make the second motion to amend the next part. And then we'll move
Yeah.
to amend.
Yeah,
Okay,
So you made the motion?
so,
I
yeah,
made the motion.
She's got
So
the
I
motion,
made
I'll
the-
support.
There
support,
we go.
Whedon,
Yes,
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swett.
Yes.
okay. And I'll take a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
You wanna
I'll s-
add item D?
As an addition, no, we're really just moving it, so it's not an addition. A is technically just moving.
A is moving, but you wanna add, D, the Nats appointment under section.
Oh, okay, that was the one I was talking about.
Yeah,
So I'll take a motion to add item 1 and 2, or actually just 1, and then a motion to approve or support.
I'll move to amend the agenda to add item D,
Add that.
NATS appointment under section consent count, agenda.
Very good. I have a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll support.
Roll call, please.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swem,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
carries.
Very good. Next, we'll open up the floor for public comments on agenda items only. If you're here in reference to anything to do with the water sewer bill, you will have to refrain from comments on that this evening, and you can have that in public comments. Please refrain from going above 3 minutes. If you could, state your name and address for the record, and approach the podium at any time for agenda items.
Good evening. I'm Beth Murphy, 111 Lake Street, and I'm here on behalf of the board of the Buchanan Preservation Society. As you know, Ross Sanders House has been a pet project of ours for years. We've done fundraising, we've done minor fix-ups in the house, we've done minor repairs, and recently we updated the security system in the house to keep it safe. So you can tell that that's where our heart is. We're really, it's important to us that we get this matter taken care of. So, over the years, while we've been working on it, there have been lots of things that have come up. We have spent a lot of time securing an organization or a business or a group who has the financial ability to buy the house, financial ability to restore the house and the knowledge to use what are the preservation requirements if we want to restore the house to its former beauty. And as we've gone through this process, we now have a program, or we have a group who is interested in buying it. They've talked to you. We've gone through all of the pre-things that we have to do. We have an easement, preservation easement that's been placed on the house that is necessary to make sure that those parts of the home that are the integrity of the historic part of the house are maintained when the restoration happens. So all of those things are really important. Ross Sanders is on the agenda again tonight, and when Ross Sanders is on the agenda, Buchanan Preservation Society feels compelled to come and tell you what we think. And so that's what I'm here for, to tell you what I think. It's about to get really busy in Buchanan with the Front Street project, with the Main Street project. You guys are gonna be going crazy putting out fires. And we feel that at this point, we're at the cusp of finishing this deal. We think that the Gateway Foundation is ready to buy it. They're ready to take over the easements that we've placed on the house, or that will be placed on the house when it's sold. And we're hopeful that you, as we go through this period of being really busy with the downtown projects, that you won't lose sight of the fact that this is here and we've done a lot of work on it and we really want to carry it through to the end. So we hope that you will take sight of that and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Monroe LeMay from 118 Shermer Parkway, and I would like to say something about Heather Grace. I know that whenever something happens, if there's a separation agreement, to the public it seems like it happened overnight, and then we have a knee-jerk reaction, and we get misinformation, and we start rumors. So I did my research, and also knowing how the HR protocols work, I know that the city commission did everything that they had to do to make this right. But I think that sometimes when we have a separation agreement, we have a tendency to let that shadow whatever it is that Heather did do here in Buchanan for the last 2.5 years. That was really good. So I just want to say thank you to Heather. I believe that her management and her leadership was really good for many of us. And I just wanted to say thank you to her. I want us to remember all of the good things that she did. We can move on and whatever it is that we want to do, but let's not talk down upon something that was done well. Let's not forget that 3 months into her job, she got hit with a pandemic. None of us really knew how to handle that, but I think that her staff proved how well she did. So let's just remember that. I want to thank her personally, if she should see this someday, that she meant a lot to me. So thank you. And let's remember one more thing. Changes are always really tough on those that are stayed behind. So let's be really generous and really patient with our staff at City Hall when we are wanting things and they can't give them to us right away. It could be just because we're making an adjustment. So thank you.
Thanks, Monroe. Anybody else on agenda items only? Okay. Seeing no one, I will take a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do I have support?
I'll support. This money I'll support.
Wait,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
Discussion.
No, you're
Now we
good.
can discuss.
Can you explain the DNATs to me?
Oh,
What's
the
DNATs
NATs?
mean? We moved it to the consent calendar.
It's the NATS, it's item D, NATS. So it's an appointment for Richard Murphy to take over the position that Heather Grace occupied there.
All right. So are them, is there a term limit on that, or how does that work?
Not that I know of, we were just told that we need to get, somebody from city staff onto that.
Okay, and he's
And that
working with
he-
Don Ryman, right?
Yes,
Don
correct.
Ryman's on that committee?
So
All
he
right.
will be working with them, he just needs a letter of recommendation, which I have written for you guys when the meeting's over.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I'll second.
We did.
We
We're good.
seconded, we
Yeah,
had a
we're good.
second, yeah.
Yep.
Money,
Yes.
Swem,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
carries.
Next, we'll move on to Buchanan Tree Friends appointment.
You already did that, that was all.
Yeah, that was-
Oh, that's approved, okay.
You're on scheduled
We're on
matters
scheduled
from the
matters.
floor.
Matters from the floor, okay. Corridor Improvement Authority, schedule matters from the floor, I believe Mr. Murphy.
I can talk a little bit about the tool, Rich Murphy, Community Development Director. I know that there's been some discussion, I think amongst the commissioners and some residents, a request to look at this tool, the Corridor Improvement Authority, to see if it is a appropriate tool to move Buchanan forward. There's a process to create the tool. There's some prerequisites that you need to prove first that you're eligible to opt into the tool in terms of proximity to arterials and highway and regional roadways. So we are taking a look at that. I have reached out to the Michigan Municipal League to try to get a better sense of people that use this tool on a daily basis, to let us know, first of all, what's the investment in terms of time, energy, and money, and what is the projected payoff of the tool. And so we are in the midst of those discussions, so we just want to thank the community for bringing this up. It's something that we had on our radar to take a look at. And we will be looking at this. We'll also be looking at other perhaps economic overlay districts that are in this category and come to you with an assessment of at least what we think is the right path forward. So I don't know if Ashley or Tony want to comment on that.
Yeah, you're welcome to. So Tony comes by way of the Main Street program. The CIA would be another avenue for the community to do a tax incentive financing. It's a program that the city of Bridgman currently uses and multiple other cities that Tony has been in contact with. And traditionally, it is something that runs in conjunction with a DDA. We all know the current circumstances of the DDA in the city of Buchanan, but in the interim, the CAA gives you some similarities to a DDA, but doesn't give you the DDA in its entirety. And I believe this was the rationale behind it coming to our attention in the first place, is to start to look at opportunities to institute a TIF once again within inside the city. So, Tony.
So Tony Hauser, I'd like to be clear that I did this in conjunction with the couple of city commissioners and to help the Main Street program, but I'm doing this as a concerned citizen and a business owner, so I did take this project on my own. So yes, it is an economic development tool. It does allow us to capture a TIF, which is a way to help fund the CIA and our director, or the Main Street and our director, just as much as well as a DDA would have. There are some big differences, and it's very similar at the same time. So where a DDA can capture 2 mil millage and go after special assessments and some other things, the CIA is it's akin to it, but it's not a DDA. So I would like to say that if we could have the discussion about reestablishing the DDA, as I have spoke to the MEDC, it is an actual better tool. So, and we know the political climate, what caused the DDA to be shut down and stopped. There are avenues around that to make sure that those are not allowed to happen again, if that's a possibility. I'd like to at least have that out there for the public to know that there is a better option than the CIA. We do follow fit into the categories with arterial, and a lot of the guidelines that they have us go on for the CIA, which the process of starting a CIA is very similar to starting a DDA. It just has to be what works best for us. You know, a CIA, it's gonna take some time to collect that TIF money, you know, and we can establish that same TIF as a DDA does. But then we can also, if we do reestablish a DDA, go after a 2 mil millage, because we are under 1 million people in this community. And then with that, to rectify and to stop what happened the last time, since we are a community that's under 5,000 people, the DDA can be handed directly to the Plan Commission, and then the Plan Commission can handle it from there, and then you get all the same things, the same benefits of a DDA from there. So I just wanted to get up and say that, and just kind of establish the way that we know. There's also a principal shopping district, and there's also a building improvement district as well. Those take a little bit more, and you need at least 70% of the downtown business owners to approve of that, you know, before we can capture those funds from that as well. So.
And I believe, in addition, the rationale for the CIA is that you can have multiple corridor improvement
Yes.
authorities if you're not familiar. So that's the way Bridgman does it. They have one that's over on Red Arrow Highway. They have their downtown. I don't believe they have a DDA. That was the whole purpose.
They don't have a DDA at all. It's just
So
a CIA.
They created a bunch of different corridors where they can access TIF money. And as Tony stated, that usually it runs in conjunction with the DDA and they complement each other, so.
And with the improvements that are going on downtown and the property values that will be rising, it is time for us to capture that TIF from here going forward. We did kind of miss out in all the property values getting raised because of the cannabis that's here, so we did kind of miss that chunk with the DDA. So, but here we are, let's not look to the past, let's see what we can do to move forward. So,
Now, this isn't a new tax, is it? It's a capture of an
it's a capture.
existing
Yep,
tax?
absolutely.
So which tax is impacted? Like, is it?
There,
tax
so
goes
the
to-
CIA doesn't, it gives you can text, forgive me, I am not a tax professional, I am a chef, so this is why we need to start this subject and speak to an attorney before we even go further. It's ad verlitum, I forget what it is, but the CIA captures the tax, which is is similar to the education, the school board, and then the DDA captures the TIF the way it did in the past, you know, and then which is the raise of the property values. So, but again, we need to speak to somebody that's a lot smarter than me for here. I'm just this guy that's coming up here going, hey, let's have this discussion, and I'd love if you guys could potentially make a motion for us to maybe start a committee or something, or talk to people to figure out what we need to do to get this done, and what direction is the most positive direction for us to go, whether it's a DDA, whether it's a CIA, whether it's a PSD, whatever it is, we just need to figure out what we're doing and figure out what the best option for us is. So,
Very good.
I think that's all I have.
Thanks, Tony.
Any questions?
I was very much part of this divorce. It's still very ugly, and I would really like to put this all on hold for at least 6 months, since we don't have a city manager anyhow. The city of Buchanan shot itself in the foot on this DDA, very abundantly so, and to ask to form another one, you know, the children ain't even out of high school yet, Tony. So, I mean, I told you how I feel about it, you know. I begged this commission, and I'm not gonna say names, but I begged the commission to not obliterate the DDA for this very reason. What did we lose, 60% in real estate cost, in excise, in taxes? And we're gonna start from ground zero? So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm against it, but we have a house that's in real disarray right now, and we really don't need any more distractions. You know, I mean, you can continue to talk about it, and you can organize it, because it's gonna take time. I'm not gonna tell you no, but I'm not gonna support anything going forward to distract from what we got going on in City Hall. Because we need a city manager. We've got a lot of things that we're gonna have to really pull in tight on, you know, and the city of Buchanan does not understand that at all. And I don't want to deal with another distraction, personally, okay? So, and I mean, I had this personal conversation with him, so it's nothing like I'm catching him
it's
off
not
guard
news.
on.
You're not catching me off guard, I knew this was coming.
Right.
So, but I'm still gonna talk about it, we're still
Well,
gonna cause a
I
discussion.
want you
know,
to.
I wouldn't be doing my job as a concerned citizen, trying to start something and doing what we're doing if I wouldn't continue to go on. But again, you're only one voice, so, you know, you have to remember that as well.
Well,
So,
and I'm the newest voice too.
Yeah.
So, but I was here 4 years ago, and I know what kind of mess this city hall's in. So I mean, we don't need any more distractions, I'm sorry. And that's basically what I look at it as.
I think that at this point, though, just to have it simply on the front of people's minds, I mean, we recognize that we've just had a major change in our staff, and that, you know, there's always an opportunity for somebody to bring something to our table that, if it's 6 months from now, at least everybody's consciously aware that we're looking at the city holistically and trying to find every opportunity to be successful. So
Yeah.
continue to do the research, we'll contact the necessary people, and we'll do is,
That's all we can
we'll
do.
put as little pressure on the city staff at this time, considering this is not the top of the heap for
Absolutely.
priorities, so.
All right, thank you,
I
gentlemen.
appreciate the time, Tony.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, I don't need to make any motion on that one. Reports, departments, committees, and boards. Mr. Murphy?
Okay, first several updates are just updates from our city-owned properties workshop. I told you guys at that workshop that 2023 is our motto is gonna be always moving forward. And I will keep you guys apprised on all the action steps, so that's kind of what tonight's about. I'll try to be brief. The Ross Sanders House project, I believe is a amazing opportunity and a priority for the city right now. And out of that workshop, there was consensus from the residents and the commission to move forward with this process about how we would offer the Ross Sanders property to the market or to a new owner. And there were really principles, based on principles, as this is a beloved, iconic building in Buchanan with tons of history. And there would be, if there would be a preservation easement that would dictate the preservation of the building for the sanitary interior standards, that there would be prioritize some type of community use, and that we would definitely work with a pillar of the community that has financial viability, that could pull up, that has a history of implementations, track record of positive impact. And so we are moving forward on this process. We have done a walkthrough of the building. I have reviewed the historic preservation easement that was discussed and agreed upon in principle between the city and the preservationists. We have pulled deeds and title work to the property. And on Friday, we had our first discussion with the fire chief, just letting him know that this is a concept we're discussing and that we need his input, certainly about ensuring his access, public safety needs would be met in the event of construction or a project. So that is moving forward. Next step will be to discuss how the city moves forward in the RFP process. And so let's keep talking about it. Yeah,
We need a survey before we really do anything, don't we?
yeah, that's part of the recommended action steps. It's a survey. There's lots of ways to skin a cat with surveys or parcel splits or easements, or we want to take a look at it and see what the best way to do it is. But knowing that we want to keep the fire department operational the way they want to operate, we want to meet the city's needs and want to meet the new owner's needs as well. So I think, very exciting. We have a significant project going on downtown in the hometown video. I'll talk a little bit about another really exciting project at the end of my update with Otter Credit Union. But this project would just be part of our continued path to take these icons and these assets and redevelop them in a really high quality way. These types of projects typically cause economic development across the street and next door to each other. So I think it's just exciting that we're talking about it. Next update is just the residential discussion. Our team, Ashley and I and Guy Lewis, who's been super helpful with us trying to get us hooked up with contractors, building contractors. Over the last 2 weeks, I think we met with 4 or 5 contractors, and we sat down, we talked about the concept, we gave them the maps and the information for them to do their tours. We want to hear from them. What are the lots that they think are most ready to go? What's their goals in terms of price point, floor plans? What do they think they could sell over there and be successful? And in the lots on the north side, specifically, how do we really send a message to the marketplace with, you know, a row of new homes to say, hey, you know, this neighborhood is a neighborhood of choice. We're investing in the Victory Park Pavilion. And so I will tell you, and Ashley backed this up, I think we were really impressed and pleasantly surprised with how excited the contractors were about the project and the lots. And, you know, some of them, a lot of them were local. A few of them have built, you know, they know Buchanan pretty well. So we're gonna continue those discussions. This was really part of a learning process for us. What are their challenges to build over there? And how can we eliminate those hurdles so that we can get new homes built and get either starter homes or, you know, empty nesters or whomever would see an opportunity to live in this like really beautiful, quiet neighborhood right next to the river in Buchanan. So
Are
that's
you
an
keeping these
update.
lots small?
What's
like
that?
we discussed at the work session?
What's
Or
that?
are you talking about selling these lots, the large lots, as big lots so that they can build massive houses? Or are you approaching this so that you keep the price range at $200,000 out there?
We've talked a lot about different strategies. You know, do we do a little of both? I don't know. Maybe we should talk more to the neighbors about what they envision. We've always heard single-family homes. And, you know, we saw some nice floor plans, 2 bedrooms, and there's some high-quality stuff. We went and visited some of the work these guys have done. And so, haven't made any decisions on that, but I'm open to feedback, you know.
Well, I mean, you say single-family homes, and I mean, single-family home can be a 30,000 square foot house, you know? So, I mean, we discussed the $200,000 to $450,000 range, and them houses, you're gonna push people that are in them houses up there out if you do that.
Yeah, we don't wanna do that.
Well, that's what I wanted to get out of you. So that's why I want to keep them lots smaller.
Okay.
You know, we had discussed that. We had discussed the fact that we really don't want $450,000 houses up there.
Yeah.
You know, because there are some beautiful lots up there on the bluff, but not right now. So,
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, what we wanna do is hit that sweet spot of a nice home that really says, wow, this neighborhood's revitalizing. There's good quality construction, but not something that would, price anybody out or anything like that, so. And that's gonna, you know, but thanks for bringing that up, because it's an important point.
well, the modulars too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we probably have to change some, but we need to make sure that, you know, we've discussed that. So,
I would say that was part of the ongoing discussion anyway in that meeting,
Yeah,
you know, what the market was gonna.
Yeah. And I think Rich, it sounds from what I'm hearing, Rich is doing what it was asked, you know. We didn't put a moratorium on the larger lots. It was,
Right.
if we can build more houses, the key point is what does the market dictate and what do those builders come back with? And that's what,
and is that good
Sounds like
enough
he's
for
doing.
us? Yeah. I mean, I can tell you, all the contractors, they wanna build houses up in Buchanan, so. And, you know, I think they see, the, kind of the vision, and they see the city's investments, you know, so.
are you looking at the best direction to sell them lots too? I mean, we're a year and a half, 2 years into this, but the thing about it is I've really preached this control of the deed. If you sell the lot, you all say that you can do what you can do.
Right.
Well, then we're the first ones to pay out to somebody because we don't want to do what
No,
we can do.
that's-
You understand what I'm saying?
The conveyance is paramount, so that we get what we want and they get what they want. So I agree that has to be,
Well, I would really
monitored.
wish you'd look into a lease to own. I really wish you'd ask somebody about it.
okay.
I don't think a bank will lend on it, though.
Lease, I'm just bringing it up, a lease to own, you have control of the property until they actually get the house built. You have an agreement,
Yeah.
you have a rental agreement or a price agreement, and basically it's written up as a lease. So you still physically own the property, so that if they don't do what they say they're gonna do in 12 months, you don't have to go through the whole process of trying to repossess the property. You own the property, and you can break the lease a lot easier than you could take the property back. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, I agree. I don't wanna do all this work and then not get what we want.
Okay, thank you. I wish you'd check into it.
Commercial properties update, mainly, I think I did share with you guys that we had the kickoff meeting for the demolition of 111 Railroad and Baroda Tire. Working with Shay Muller and Chris Wentworth, 2 engineers there, very happy with them, working with them. We have a meeting this Wednesday, a walkthrough, so we walk the property. And we have invited the 2 parties that have expressed interest in the silos. So, once again, you asked for this provision to be put in there, we're meeting with them. So we're gonna assess how feasible it is with the engineers to do, first of all, what do they want, what are they interested in? Is it 1 piece, is it 2 pieces? And then we have to figure out the technical feasibility about how you would do it. So, because it's different than ripping down a silo and having it crushed like a can, I think you said that, Dan. It's different than removing it for reuse. It's 2 different projects.
But we also had an offer to tear it down, and it wasn't gonna cost us nothing too. They could tear it down for salvage. So I mean, what time is your meeting out there?
9:30,
Oh, God, early in the morning, of course. On this coming Wednesday?
yeah.
Thank
But, they're crafting the RFP for the demo bids, and,
Right.
as soon as that's ready, I'll let you guys know, and we'll go to the market on that.
All right, great, thank you.
We are exploring some grant funds there. There's round 2 of blight at the state level, and the county actually has to apply for us if we have a land bank. So I am running some traps on grant money. I believe some of the grant money might be able to be applied even after the fact, so.
Do we need to form a brownfield
yeah,
committee?
Probably.
How hard is it to
I
put
went to
together?
a seminar last week on brownfields.
I've been in touch with Chicago pretty regular about it.
Yeah,
Patrick has talked to me quite a bit, so I mean, I don't know how many members you need on the committee, but maybe it'd be pretty easy to put one
no,
together.
we do need one. I just don't wanna, it's kinda like the CIA project. I don't wanna start it if we don't have the horsepower for it, you know what I mean? And so.
Well, I think Patrick and I got enough horsepower to do whatever we want to
well,
together.
Let's do it then. Yeah. But the first step is I notify my representative at the Brownfield Authority at the state. I tell him the sites that I'm looking at. He does an initial assessment, says yes.
Yeah, they're actually located in Chicago.
Okay, yeah, so that's moving forward. Next, I just want to update everybody on the Honor Credit Union rehab. Really exciting, 128 Main Street, the International Style Building. Really cool building. We've been through site plan review with the Plan Commission, been through design review, sweated the details with the preservationists who were an integral part of the process on some of the facade details, and I think we came up with a better project. Actually, we asked them to go back and change some things on the architecture, and they did. They did do that for us. Honor's been great to work with on this project. It's gonna be a really significant, investment by Honor, that in an area that I think needs boots on the ground, some energy, people walking downtown, having lunch. So again, you're gonna see construction dust soon on that one. So exciting stuff. Additionally, I'm just finalizing the details. Got to get kind of the engineer's review on the Victory Park RFP, just on some specs I had to do for, I did include alternates for the resurfacing of the basketball court, alternates for drinking fountains. So we're really trying to get all the information. When it comes in, we can decide what path we go for, move forward with. So those are things that are gonna be coming down the pipe pretty quickly here.
Victory Park, Rich.
Yeah,
Barb brought it up. I was at the meeting out
Mhm.
there. Where are you gonna pay for this? Is this coming out of Barb's money?
yeah, it is, I believe, yes.
Well, then shouldn't Barb be contacted?
Yeah, they have been. I was at their last meeting,
No, you weren't. I was there.
meeting before. I outlined, this has been in the 5-year plan. I know it's been talked about in their 5-year rec plan. And I was at their last meeting. I outlined what grants that I was going after and what projects we're moving forward with.
Well, I'm not gonna argue with you about that, but the water faucets, they're very detrimental, and nobody cares about plastic anymore.
Mhm.
So, water faucets, and you can turn around and ask Mike, they're extremely expensive, they're a big pain in the butt, and they don't get maintained. Not because people aren't out there trying to maintain them,
Yeah.
but because the kids are out there trying to take a bath in them, bathe the birds, bathe the raccoons, whatever. And maybe I did step a little close there, but that's okay. It's not what it was meant to be.
Yeah, I understand. The neighbors were pretty clear. They want a water source out there for a variety of reasons, to use the pavilion, for the basketball games, for even a community garden that they might want to have. So I was always I'm like, let's go to the market and see how much they are. And then we can make the decision. But if I don't go to the market and see how much they are, we can't make that decision. So,
I can tell you from history, without spending the time, that they're a very big pain in the butt. And they're
Understood.
very expensive, and nobody considers that. They can buy igloo water jugs that are 10 gallons high. They can carry water. They can ask tree friends to water their gardens. There's things that people can do.
No, I get it. I mean, this project's like been a year in progress. And every time we had talked about water, I got support from the commission to go look at, see.
Because the commission doesn't do any investigation into what they are really authorizing. They don't really check into it. I'm sorry.
I understand your concern about maintenance and vandalism and things, but, the neighborhood requested water, and I'm gonna see how much water costs. You guys can decide if you wanna pay for it.
I think that's a great.
That's what I figured, just put it on the RFP and
Yeah.
we'll see where we go from there.
You know,
Mhm.
we can cut anything we need to cut after.
Okay, I think I had one last item. Mike Schwartz was here from Brennan Newhoff a couple months ago, I think, and he explained to you the easement issue on Front Street. And this, what you have before you is just authorization to move that forward. And the best practices for compensation for easements that are on that list, 21 properties, so. And we do need action on this, and there's gonna be a lot of actions that we'll need on this project moving forward. I think, if you remember, Mike Schwartz had said a couple times, there's like 39 things the city needs to do, and that's all gonna start like pretty much tomorrow. And we gotta execute a lot of documents and, probably get some letters of support or some letters, just administration letters, some other items. So we're really kicking into gear on that project. This is part of it.
All right.
I'll move to approve the Front Street authorization for easements for the downtown reconstruction project and allow city administration to sign it for said authorization.
Second,
Thank you.
roll call.
Swam,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes,
carries.
That's all I had. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rich.
thank you.
Oh, mine's just a simple one, it's just adding one part to the rules and regulations of governing of Oak Ridge Cemetery. Myself and Nick talked about this. Right now, we accept prepayments for burials, which costs us money in the long run. It's just adding that on there, saying that we will no longer be taking prepayments for burials. It will still be okay for lots and doing a set of plan, but just not for burials. Just because the price cost, if somebody pays for it 20 years ahead of time, we're taking a loss on it.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. Thank you.
There's some, Matt, there's, I'm losing my voice. Under general care, there's some typos.
Is there?
Yeah, number 7 and number 8.
I can fix it.
Yeah, you'll see them right away.
Okay.
There's 2 in each. There's 1 in C, 1 in D in number 7, and 1 in A in number 8, and 1 in B in number 8.
No problem.
Alright.
I'll move that we accept these.
The updated version.
This
The
updated
updated
version to the cemetery
this-
regulations governing Oak
This,
Ridge.
this is money I'll support. Discussion.
Yep.
Are we gonna visit all of the rules and regulations that we have out there that pertain to certain areas to open that up a little bit more? There's been questions.
So there's definitely, from what our rules and regulations that have been put in place a long time ago, there is stuff that is not being conducted just because of what's been allowed to happen in the past. That is something that we need to explore between myself and Nick and Mike, with sitting down with actually like the cemetery group and board and discussing things with them
Well,
about what they want.
yeah, we do have a group,
Mhm.
the Friends of Oak Ridge, so, but, I don't think we meet again until April.
Mhm.
So, it would be nice to get some of the rules updated and established to be able to present to that group.
Mhm.
And it's also good, for the citizens of the
We've talked about
community.
different signage,
There's different
especially-
signage
yeah.
and stuff that we need to look
That's all
at.
been talked about and discussed between myself and Nick, and it's just putting the plan in motion and when's the best time to do it, but we can definitely work on that quicker than what we thought, so.
Thank you, Carlo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a vote.
Yep, roll call, please.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swett,
Yes.
carries.
All right, city treasurer report. Mr. Everett Patsy.
Perez.
Perez, sorry. Why did I do that? I've been doing that. I've done that like 3 times this week. That's my apologies.
Did you ask for Patrick to give it?
You can take it.
What, I missed it.
To give the report. There is in your packet, a purchasing policy for general supplies. Basically, it just says all general supply ordering will go through the finance department, just to keep more
Yep.
tighter controls.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
So I need a motion to approve that,
How much money are you gonna save us?
a ton.
Okay,
There we
that's
go.
good enough.
I'm just gonna write down ton. That's it. All right.
That's good. We went over it, If you have a number, tell all the rest of them. Or you can tell us after you implement it. Why don't you do that?
Will do.
After we implement it.
All right. Can I get a motion?
Sounds like Dan's ready for it. Go ahead.
I move to approve the purchasing policy for general supplies at City Hall.
I'll support.
Discussion? That means that we're gonna be buying all of our paper products through City Hall. We're not gonna be buying them at 6 different places in the city. It is gonna save us a boatload. So I just wanna make that clear.
No, I think that's good. It's something that, people don't want to see this community as a business, but any business you go to, there's always oversight on every single item, and that's exactly what should have been done here. And right, wrong, or indifferent, there's a reason that things get put in place, and be it what it is, this is one of them. And I think it's a good move. It keeps everybody honest, and expectations are cast out among the staff, and we'll probably see some huge benefits from this. and-
Well, it's
and
still
really-
ordering and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, forms that are being ordered for the same form for 3 different places, so.
Communication, always get you there. Thank you.
Roll call.
Yep.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yep.
Money,
Yes.
Swett,
Yes.
carries.
And then the investment policy as it is, it was adopted.
You can't hear me?
Okay, now.
Okay. The investment policy as it is was readopted in 2021, which was the same policy that was effective in 2003. So I would like to go through this and update the policy. I realize you received this copy kind of late. It was missing from the packet. Our finance committee is gonna be meeting next week, so I would kind of like to hold off on presenting this to you until after that meeting, so we have a chance to discuss in the committee.
Who are you dealing with? I mean, is it just gonna be you guys deciding?
The finance committee,
Yes, ma'am.
We appointed Mark and myself and.
So you're gonna-
and then the auditors are gonna be there as well.
So is there any specific people that you normally go with, or is there any recommendations that you go with? as
She's
far as
just
your bonds or
referring to
anything?
general consensus on how we make decisions. So
Okay.
like, keep this much liquidity, we need this kind of investment type, cause we have rules regulated by the state. on
Right,
all
right,
that,
right, right. So
this
you
is
have to
more-
invest your money regulated by state too, is that my?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
So you don't have a choice as to go into one broker or another?
Correct, yeah,
You
we're not
can't go-
talking about any.
All right.
Yeah, we're not talking
Alright.
about that here.
So you don't need a motion right
We,
now?
we need
No.
to move to postpone.
Postpone it,
So
yeah.
I'll
so
go
take-
ahead, I'll move to postpone
until-
the investment policy discussion.
Can we get
I'll
support?
support that.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski.
Yes.
Postpone.
Okay, and then I just wanna give you a couple updates on a couple other things. Right now, we'll be finishing up our tax collection for this year, and then I'll be moved to settle with the county. Our chart of account conversion is complete, but some of our accounts unfortunately did not transfer appropriately, so I need to go through each of those and get those corrected. And then once that is complete, I need to start working on the current year budget amendments. And then once we have those in place, we need to begin working on the fiscal year 23-24 budget. So I have a lot of work ahead of me. I'm very busy.
Very good. Any other items for Ms. Perez?
The lawyers, can she go into closed session with us tonight? Because the two things that we're talking about.
Yeah, if you want her to stand in as the secretary.
Because since the lawyer's not here. Well,
He's-
is the lawyer?
Yeah, he's
He's
here.
here, he's
Matt's
waiting.
here.
Yeah, I was just looking for it.
He's just
Okay.
around the
She
corner.
Never
probably
mind.
went outside.
I was gonna invite you, but never mind, Deb.
Yeah, Matt's here.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
All right. Very good. Next item, I'll cover that, I guess. We had given a list of alternate appointments postponed from the January 23rd regular meeting, and I believe we all had the list. I don't know if there's any particular ones that you wanted to go over on the alternate list that we were presented. I think that we were,
Oh, fine with the alternates.
I'm just gonna ask to be on the landfill committee. And I'm actually gonna make a motion myself that Dan Bianski be puts on the landfill committee in place of Heather Grace.
we have a motion. Do we have support?
I don't really understand that, since it's a discussion. I got more experience than any of yous in drilling holes in the ground, and they're drilling holes on a regular basis out there. You don't think I'm in control, but what you don't realize is I probably got more control than any of yous. And as far as monetary policy, I probably got more strength than any of yous, even though you're a banker. I have a different attack value, and I'm not scared, and I know what they are out there. I know about the Bertrand Gestapo, I know about the Niles Mafia, but I'm gonna go in cool and quiet, and I am an operator. And the fact that you don't think I can get along with them guys, and I know where this comes from, and it just absolutely amazes me, because I don't wanna get too aggravated about it, but we're in a lot of trouble. You need my help, whether you like the way I come across or not. You need about 6 more of me running around down here, and you might get some things sorted out. But that's my point. I would really like a second. You don't have to, just because you second my motion, you can vote against me. So, my motion's out there.
We have a motion and a second.
That's fine. Won't be brought up again, no matter what.
Not hearing a second, sorry, not hearing a second, motion dies. I just want to put that on the record.
Thank you.
With that said, I'll motion to appoint Mark Whedon to the landfill board.
I have a motion, is there support?
I'll support that.
It's amazing. What makes you more qualified? Because you're mayor pro temp? It's amazing. But that's okay. I'm gonna vote against you, just for principle. But
Understood. Roll call?
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
no,
Money,
Yes.
Swem.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Alright, new business. We'll have to move, we already moved that one. We moved A down, so that one's gonna,
Can you make a motion
Oh,
for
we
the
gotta
other
do-
ones?
We have B under new business.
yeah, I know, I was just saying we skip that one, because that's been moved down. Yeah, so for item B, under new business, consider resolution 2023.02/05.
No.
Yep.
We gotta make a motion on these,
The
alternates.
Oh, we didn't,
That list was
For,
good.
sorry, thanks Larry.
I see what you mean.
So just looking for a motion on the alternates for, cities, boards, commissions,
Right,
as presented?
As presented.
yeah.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll support it.
Okay.
Very
I
good.
got one question.
Yep.
The Buchanan One Committee,
Mhm.
is it a recognized committee by
It
the
is.
city of Buchanan downtown?
It is.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna bring this up because, for a number of reasons. I got thrown off Barb. I didn't get put on the landfill committee because I let the real colors show because I got thrown off Barb because its commission couldn't do their job. So, you guys delegate all this stuff to keep your friends happy. And I think this committee should really be under Gateway because we don't need the distractions down here at City Hall. Everybody wants to be recognized by City Hall, and everybody comes down here like this, whether it be just to keep the doors open and keep Calla or somebody down here and keep the lights on. If you wanna have your committees, there's some great ideas. Don't involve the taxpayers. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. Do it. Now, I'm explaining this to you because it just happens to come up right now. This is not just this particular committee. It's all the committees that are not really truly relevant to what the city hall is supposed to actually be doing. We don't have priorities, but your priorities are infrastructure and taxpayer relief. That's all our priorities are. We are not down here to form committees and do good things like dog parks and Friends of the Duckies and Thrill on the Hillies and all this other stuff that is totally irrelevant to City Hall. If you want a Thrill on the Hill, your chamber should run the Thrill on the Hill with the city's support. And I know I'm going on, but I'm gonna continue on, because I got thrown off of Barb, because you guys wouldn't make your mayor get rid of the damn duck barn. That's why I got thrown off of Barb, and then you wouldn't even give me 30 seconds down here at City Hall. And then you keep me off a committee that I'm way overqualified for. But that's not even the point. If you people wanna form committees, don't bring them down here and put them under the taxpayer umbrella. Don't do it. Find other places. The senior center, no, you don't have a chance. This is not open to open comment. You have Gateway, you have the Legion, you have the Moose, you have the senior center. Ask your donators that really want to participate in what you're doing to participate in what you're doing. Don't ask, you don't have the right to comment, Monroe, so don't.
Dan,
But you are misinformed.
Monroe,
You don't
I-
know what
She
you're
does not
talking
have the
about.
right.
I understand, Monroe, I understand where you're coming from, I understand the frustration, but let's please, you good?
No, I'm not good, because the thing about it is I would have already been escorted out of here.
Would
And
you
it
like
really
me to
bothers
leave?
Mon-
Would you
no,
like me to leave?
Monroe.
Because I can leave. No,
I don't,
seriously.
I don't need anybody to leave, I need you to have a seat.
Not my call.
You good?
That's the point I'm making. It's
I
not
know.
my call.
I
I
mean-
would have been escorted out.
Dan, are you good on the discussion topic?
The point I want to make to the taxpayers is harassing me on Facebook or harassing any of us anywhere, or any of the employees down here, about anything, because your personal agendas aren't being
Okay,
answered to.
Are we staying on topic, or are we just making?
No, we're staying on topic. You know,
Well-
we're staying on topic.
I-
I am done, I am
okay,
done.
Thank you, sir. All right. So we, new business, item B, because we moved A, right? So we're on
I
the
think we
same.
need to vote, actually.
Yeah,
We
can
still need to vote?
Yeah,
We
we
st-
still need to.
We, yeah.
Sorry, got distracted.
Yeah, I
there,
know, we
so
got
You
distracted.
good? Okay,
Yes.
so roll call, please.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski.
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
carries.
All right. Now, not to move too quickly on to B, but I believe I am correct, we are moving on to B.
Yes.
Okay,
You are
consider, thank you. All right, so consider resolution 2023.0205, a resolution allowing city treasurer Deborah Perez and Mayor Sean Dennison to be named as signers of the honors accounts until a city manager is placed in that position.
Yes, and that will include you guys still being on the account as well.
Okay.
I say they'd still be
So, yeah,
on
it
the.
It just kind of moves
Yes.
Sean up and you're in the same
Yeah.
position,
So,
correct?
yeah, Sean will be there and Deb will be signing.
Perfect,
so.
okay.
Will that stay in place until we
Until.
actually get a city manager
Yeah.
and not a pro temp or a
But
temp?
yeah, I would-
It'll be a full-time city manager.
That's, yeah, right.
So we'll be bypassing this temporary city manager on this.
Unless there's some regulation that
Okay,
there's,
all right.
the lawyers
I'll
say
leave
that we
that.
can allow that to happen.
I just wanted to clarify
Yeah,
that, so we don't
absolutely.
do this again.
Yep,
I will make that resolution, or that motion.
make sure you read that.
Yeah.
Or the heck it is, so that we get it on the record.
I move to approve resolution 2023.02-05 as presented.
I'll support.
Any roll call, please?
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes,
carries.
very good. All right, moving on to item C, consider resolution 2023.02/04, resolution to negotiate the summer school tax collection fee.
I'll move to approve resolution 2023.02/04 as presented.
You have a motion, do you have support?
This money, I'll support that.
Thank you. Yeah,
And
roll call.
This is just us moving tax money.
Yeah, this is
Mhm.
our
That's
collection.
just, it's just,
Money,
yes.
Swam,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
carries.
All right. Okay, at this time, I will take a motion to go into closed session.
You're gonna wanna put, you're gonna wanna add in
Yeah.
section 8(1)(d) and H for employment and contractual matter.
Okay, so we need to take a motion with that specific language. Okay,
I can do it.
all right, go for it.
So I'll move to enter closed session to consider attorney-client privilege opinion memo pursuant MCL 15268, section 8(1)(d) and H. Good.
I have a motion, do I have support?
I'll,
Bianski. Roll call, please.
Swam,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes,
Bianski,
Yes.
Money.
yes,
You're enclosed.
thank you.
we're done.
Matt is here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where, is Matt back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
No, but the truck. So like, if this is your street light, how much here is it?
That's where I've seen it. She's there, she makes sure that.
I have it won't take as long.
Like that's the shiny was shoveling the other day. Like these piles, pick it up and chuck it, you know, because I don't want a kid walking and sliding.
Even if you know the town.
The trail does it.
No, but if you're driving.
You just walk the trail down. If you're taking your dog for a walk, it's literally a 5.5 minute walk down the trail. Right when it turns left and you go right, it turns right into the dog park.
Yeah,
So
I've
you
been
can
to
actually
a
get through
really
the old link too as well.
That road is.
Which can walk. You can walk. So if you're out walking, you're just parked down the street. It's a beautiful walk. So when it's that part, it's just you just follow the trail. I had a lane that was like walking on the I don't know what the so there's a trail that is right there. It's right
Yeah. Well, not this is when we're talking about redevelopment, there's a lot down there. So, you know, is that what you're about? Yeah. So we're talking about. So is that how one
No, I told him I wanted. So it's a 66-foot.
I thought they said they were.
They said they can't.
Right of way with a road in the middle of it.
Like so, I have everything's brand new, the pipes are brand new, and my filter comes out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's Have fun. Good to see you. Give Bella a pat on the head for me.
I guess that's my, I don't know how they.
But you don't remember who was kind of
So it was, yeah, that's one of
Now,
the.
Tony is like, when is somebody, thank God I didn't get on that thing, because I had that thing around his neck.
Well, and a lot of them, no, I'm gonna be honest.
Absolutely. And I'm wondering,
Cameras downtown. So I can't shut them off.
so the camera stays on.
So that the lights will be on the timer.
It's good, so I, you know,
I don't have that.
everything in the video was great candy, so every kid wanted to go there. Yeah, and then the kids were like,
I wish I knew with these how this.
Well, and it doesn't need to be these.
I can't remember his name.
Well,
Is there a town around?
Where they got it.
So when I started using it, I heard it was Reese that put up these
they've
candles.
talked about taking
Candles.
Carter Park and
Bowls.
building Yes.
Bar was like
So that's a possibility.
garland wrapped around them, like this one.
I wonder if they,
I don't know what kind of materials they use. I can tell you that my building next to this will have a store. There were literally stores in the back building later, so, you know, they go nuts. We didn't have any equipment. So, I mean, hopefully I can store them in my building. I might get it cheap when it's cheap. The building I wanna get. So.
I really like that Reese one.
Yeah. Yeah. Problem is there's
Emma wants to do something like.
I love the lights that I wish we could shut them off.
They're probably not.
No, they're
I asked Gateway to contact you.
So Michael told me that they voted on Friday.
and I still can't believe they did that, but there were books in the library that they might have put on.
Yeah,
I think so, because they had a board meeting.
Remember, my dad,
I think that's what
they've been in school, and I got it, and said that books, and they're gone. And my brother said,
I mean, I,
Well, you got it answered. Oh, yeah, I am very optimistic. No, for caution. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you have to do, what I heard is the pocket, there's something about the pocket situation, that's like custom size for those.
Okay. Later, you got Jerry's number?
Nephew was loses their eye.
I don't have any.
I don't like these things with big shoulders though. No, I'm with you. And I prefer warmer I don't know where else to get No, it does start with, there's something like.
Christmas party for their company. And the company,
So,
they fly everybody down.
I want to keep it as a style.
No, I don't know. Big fancy. And the first year that Karen and Ray went.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's all about. It's all about it.
I had a ton of acronyms.
What, okay, and the food, she even likes the oysters. And, yeah.
Right in here.
I can just feel it.
Still don't know how long it.
She's in snails, yeah, she's had oysters and clams and she loves
I fell in love with this.
Yeah. It's never warm I want them so bad.
Oh, good.
I want them so bad.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yes.
The guy that works with my wife,
You guys have
his family is racist.
and you're gonna be on
From Marion Springs. So they had a cat, they want females, and this was a male. And he was like, do you want it? And I said, yes, I want it. I don't care if it's a steer or a bull, I want it. And I don't know whatever happened, but I forgot.
yeah, there's that.
Yes,
All right. Well, good for you.
Brandon, it's a little unethical. Your father was.
I've been waiting to
But it's pretty, and it's right off.
Well, I need to use your smile. Oh, nice.
Angela and I came across one of those campers one day we're just driving
Well,
down Michigan and we just like a little roadside of like the sketches little zoo and we had all these things like animals and it was very shabby little.
He's got a lot.
so when are you coming back?
Very interesting personality collects.
Heading back down.
There you go. But they have it.
They are, they're very.
All right. Well, you know, we can,
Whatever you have to be like.
Are you taking a
I
nap?
would never think
Are you
money,
tired?
because people think we're probably like that.
Not you. I'm not talking to you.
I'm saying I'm incompetent.
Yeah.
Not necessarily only.
I was gonna say something else, but I'm in a public place.
And we are not friends.
And I'm not supposed to say that. I've been told not to say
We are not friends.
You do have to keep them.
I'll be Harvey's friend. Tim ruined our friendship.
Same thing, you could take them to the other side or something. So, they would
He said,
I think we all did that for
so that 23% includes the downtown.
It's the little ones.
It's a little less exciting.
Because that's
So, apparently,
a building.
so I'm just sending an email tomorrow. Be looking for it and answer.
What's that thing out on?
All right.
Why don't we get this new water plant?
By nature, there might be
But I mean, how did we pay for that? Water rate is, yeah.
no big deal. I'll make it work.
Oh, that's too desperate.
Oh, the rats?
Well, my husband, ours is.
All right, what about
I am I can't imagine what a family with kids is.
Space in my barn, and I said, if I fit under there, we'll move down.
That's where we want to bring water. And these two look
Because my father-in-law showers built at 2:30 in the morning, so I gotta go pick them up.
No, that's how you go about it.
Yeah. I got them over. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder how I keep myself from drinking.
and thank you very much.
He's hiring. He must have had a good opening. He's looking for more people. Okay.
I like it.
Been out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good friend.
Are you talking about me? Why? Are you talking about all my friends? On my breaks, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play bingo, okay? We'll probably have a little bit of fun.
They want a road measurement ball.
I'll buy you some stampers. A lot of love.
We have a 66-foot right of way. Technically, we have to make it past I mean, I'm assuming there is, but it's deemed a road, there's sewer on it and water on it, and that's their entrance to their property, it's all.
I feel sorry for him.
Well, and you a lot of people live in that space. talk about, like, you know, if we give them 6 months,
It's never been looked at.
requiring them to be,
Always been a work in progress.
something like, someone that they can visit our house,
So how big of a one?
Well, I'm in contact right now with putting in a 2-lane or 66-foot right of way and just a single lane thing there. I just talked to her today. We're gonna get out there one day and see.
and yeah, we talked about that,
But
like,
that
there's
being
certain
said,
businesses
I'm pretty
that
sure we're gonna do
it would make
whatever we
sense
do.
for us to help them
Which
sell
means I
their
have to
thing,
put down
but
trees and clear.
I like your idea.
So, if you stand where I hate I can remove the trees myself. But the road,
but maybe it's
you need bulldozers and rocks. I wouldn't pay what I might.
Yeah, I mean,
Put road gravel on for the site, county, and put their chip and seal over the top of it. Make it a halfway decent. I wouldn't spend the money to pay that. But
Yeah, I mean, the city, to me,
and that's not my fault. But we have the right, we own the right for that. So it depends on the
yeah, I mean, we've talked to several people that expressed some interest.
Right, and that's, I think that's what it's gonna be.
yeah, I've been looking at. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, so I right.
Beat my equipment going through there. That's
Yeah,
the other,
and, you know,
that's the other
the amount of money in this wherewithal to, maybe build something new, exciting. So I think the city just lost its attention span for having the money to just give it another issue. So, while I understand that we're interested, you know, you still technically could pursue the project. It should be 3 weeks. Yeah, so I just don't think it's fine, you know, 5 years. Stuff where I'm at, another part of it. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, I'm fine, you know,
But I can't, I just
yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, I just, given the process. Had to go through the environmental stuff. We're looking at trying to land more significant investment than just the.
Enjoying the show today? Enjoying the show today?
Oh, this show here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Will we see you tomorrow at the planning meeting?
Oh, planning meeting.
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, what time, what is that?
The plan, you know what I'm talking about. There's a public hearing, lady that wants to open the, salon, down for you.
Oh,
Look it up, you'll see.
yeah. So, oh, okay. Sure, yeah. What time is that? 7 o'clock, yeah. Oh, okay.
Awesome, well, if you have time, we'll see you.
Yeah, well, I was gonna attend the planning. I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm trying to remember, I have something tomorrow, something else.
Well, if not, we'll see you there, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
All right, you have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and like I said, the concept of just reusing that building. We just wanted to start over here. Part of the strategy
You know, the best part is my son is starting.
Oh, I like that. I get it. Oh, my God. It takes me a few minutes, you know, I'm a little slow on the uptake.
Oh,
So I can handle
You should have
things.
changed us up.
You know, basically, laying the foundation, I proceeded, the grass.
As long as you all get together. Did you hear about this or were you gone?
We could land someplace that
How did you do that?
had 25 jobs in order.
Happiest I've ever seen people coming out of closed session.
Yeah. Wow. It's a party now.
I didn't hear where it was.
Alright. So I'll move to re-enter open session. Oh, I should have waited for you to hit.
No, that's
Yeah,
okay.
well,
Everybody was having a good time. I didn't want to interrupt. Right? As long as if there's laughter at the city hall, I don't want to stop it. Right?
I figured everybody's downtown.
So maybe they ran downtown real quick. All right. So
yeah, so I'll move to re-enter open session.
And I'll support that.
very good. Okay, I'm going to make
Roll
them.
call.
I'm sorry. Roll call. My apologies.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski, Money,
Yes.
Swam.
Yes.
You're an open.
Thank you. Okay, and I'll make a motion to approve the drafting of the proposed RFP process for the sale of the Ross Sanders Building, subject to the compliance with the charter and the sale of city-owned property.
This is money I'll support.
Roll call, please.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam.
Yes.
Carries.
Very good. All right. Next on the agenda is communications.
You forgot,
We
Oh.
gotta make one more motion.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I move to
My
accept
apologies.
the severance and release agreement with city manager Heather Graves.
I'll support.
Did you guys just skip something, agenda, am I too far?
you're too far.
Yep.
I'm too far?
Yeah, you're getting ahead of you.
I'm confused. Oh, okay. You're on 12?
So we have a motion and a second.
Bianski,
Yes.
11, okay.
Money,
Yes.
I got it, thank you.
Swam,
Yes.
Whedon.
Yes.
Carries.
I'm sorry.
I didn't write it. Alright,
Closed
communication.
session. Communications.
So just a couple of things, it's just for public knowledge, it's, the leadership council, they just entered, they just kind of was giving an update on what they've been doing, if you guys show interest, it's with the best practice management course that we're in. The notice for the gas dumpsters, that's just for public knowledge, if you guys wanna write in, they are having a public notice. The MDOT project, there's gonna be some on US 31, which really the only thing I think that affects us is exit 5, which is
Mhm.
great, because exit 5 ramps are gonna get redone.
I just wish they were doing overnights Buchanan.
So,
but-
yay, at least those ramps will be
Yeah.
done. So just communications, if you guys wanna look at them, please, they're in the packet or online. And if you have any questions, please let us know. And that's it.
Okay. No other, yeah. Moving on to public comments for non-agenda items. Do you,
He doesn't have a report.
she was taking care of you, she made. You got your own.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Juanita T. Lewis, AKA JJL, Just Jesus Lovin'. My address is 809 Rynearson, Apartment 5, Buchanan, Michigan, 49107. My non-agenda and quote some agenda, because there's too much to cover all that you guys cover tonight. But here it is. If we're gonna have officers that say they're gonna serve and protect us, I need for, if I do call and give you my full information wherever the dispatch comes from, because quote unquote, dispatch can be anywhere in Berrien County Sheriff Department and dispatch to, say, Buchanan or et cetera. I'm just gonna say Benton Harbor, things of that nature, but I'm speaking on Buchanan because I'm a resident of Buchanan now. I was told that Timothy Gass was the chief, but you know, I've been coming for the last few meetings, or maybe 4 or 5 to be exact, and Officer Burnett, is I'm saying that right? The correct? Burnett. And you know, he was standing here and you all had him as the chief, so I don't know if y'all playing games or not, but to get to the point, 'cause I could care less. Long as you show up when I call, but don't let me call complaining or saying that I hear babies babies crying and things of that nature, because I made a call like I want to say be like 1 something in the morning, and then I made a call I think at about 3:20 a.m. You all sent 2 officers. I don't know who sent the 2 officers, but the 2 officers that they sent was 2 white gentlemen. One was a Barron County Sheriff Department vehicle. The other one was a Buchanan vehicle, which was a white gentleman. I don't like to put you guys on the spot, because I could talk to anybody, relate to any color, but if you're going to send somebody and send some foolishness, so the lady that answered the phone who said she was a dispatch, all I'm going to say, if they're going to be a dispatch and people call and they be seriously about they hear things, it's like you come in, and if they come and they press another button, say if I'm in apartment 5, but they press apartment 1 and apartment 1 let them in, and I go to the door and then they try to press mine after the fact, and I'm like, oh, I'm standing here, but she already let you in, so I'm going to let you in. And I already asked you all these questions. So with that being said, I do not appreciate when I call and complain about babies crying and children of that matter, because it's very important. You all know we living in a time where some people don't care about kids, don't care about babies, don't care about animals, and things of that nature. So I don't call on prank calls, because I don't have time for that, because we got too many kids are dying, too many people are losing their lives. So they say veterans, they kind of trying to support and serve our country. So they had how many minutes? Because I'll go back on here. If we support our veterans and everything, and they dying in the streets at the hands of some of us and everything, how is it that we can say we can support our veterans, but they can't live in homes with, say, their mothers or their fathers or their grandparents, things of that nature? Because let's keep in mind, veterans can be 75 years old or 60 years old in one sense, if y'all get where I'm going with this. So when I call the police station and I tell them that I need to pick up something or I'm coming, and I get to the doors and they say Buchanan doors are closed, when I know I was there at about 9 something the other day, there was no need. The other day meaning last week, for those who trying to get in my brain. There was no need to say Buchanan police station is closed and then say it, this one young lady gonna say something, I don't know, y'all got it on the record and everything. But anyway, I don't appreciate, because kids are really dying at the hands of people. Babies are really dying at the hands of people. We already know that we dealing with, they would say, the Middle East. Middle East could be Big Rapids, Mexico. I'm just saying.
No, I understand. I understand, but there could be.
I'm going here because you all let them talk for 30, 40 minutes, and I mean, y'all ain't said a word. It's supposed to be 3 minutes.
So there's the people who have gotten up and spoke at length. They've been requested to by the commission, or they were put on the agenda. Juanita, I think everything you're saying is 100% valid. If you want to talk afterwards, I'm happy to. I would imagine the chief and the safety director would do the same, and I think you have absolutely valid reasons to come up and say something. And we all love the children. We have children of our own, and I do agree they need to be safe.
Okay, with that being said, the
Yes,
men
ma'am.
and women that are working at these factories, these dispensaries, and things of that nature, it does not make sense to tell people to come into the community, to get things out of the community from the dispensary, and then have the audacity to tell them that don't never come back if they get stopped by the police, and knowing doggone well they got to come and get do their job and everything. So how are they getting paid? Because you all use words that kind of like does not make sense in one sense when you don't understand it, to mean something that could be different, like tools, for example. Tools can be for, meaning in a certain sentence, could be used for, say, a house or something. With all that being said, I'm the type, if you're going to want to talk about certain things, you say, bring your issues to here and you guys can help me. I need all of us to be on the same page. Don't look at me and think of the color of my skin. Look at me and appreciate me for wanting to work in the community and not make me feel some type of way and everything, calling and putting out papers and all that. Because if you say you're going to inspect my home or house, that is an apartment and stuff, and I keep everything needed, and then I find out that's not really what you all come in there for in the first place. So I am the type, I pay attention and I kind of like keep all my things organized. And since I keep all my things organized, I don't appreciate people who come in and mess my paperwork. I'm finished. Thank you. I'll talk to all four of you. But don't forget Timothy Gas. I asked you for a lift, so don't leave me.
I won't leave.
Thank you. Y'all got that on record? Thank you.
Thanks, Juanita. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Sometimes you just gotta let her get it out. All right, Carla?
I'm Carla Johnson. I live at 729 North Detroit Street, and I'm here to object to the raising of the water bill. I looked at the 2020 census report. Buchanan has a population of 4,270 people, a decline in population, a 5.67% decrease in average age to 33.3, an increase in the poverty rate of 12.2%. Median household income is $43,668. Median property value is $117,600. In the spring, we're expecting another school bond issue that would add $350 to each household's property tax per $1,000 value. 54.2% of us own our own homes. About 2,940 of us pay the residential property tax. Think about that. Since 2020, the National Consumer Price Index inflation rate for Berrien County has been 26.63%. Did you hear that?
No,
26.63%. Given the inflation, this is almost a 70% increase in cost of water over the next 5 years. Given these facts, it's clear to me this town cannot afford the additional water increase in their water bill, in addition to a still rising almost 27% inflation rate. For those with fixed incomes, the water rate would increase about 70%. They simply do not have the money. We do not have the money for downtown development. We do not have the money for increases in our utility bills. We hardly have the money to pay $7 a carton for eggs. I just wondered who you think we are. And I have to ask, is the goal actually to build downtown high-rise apartments and strip malls and make Buchanan's tax-paying citizens pay for it, then drive us out with taxes, bonds, millages, utility costs? Is the goal to replace us with more affluent people coming from Illinois? You asked it, Dan. What size houses are we talking about? And who's being put out? We're from here. We worked hard and we paid for our homes. Some of them in the family for over a century, such as the house on Front Street that belonged to my great-grandparents, then my grandparents, then my parents, and now my son. Pat Swem voted against the water increase. And I think it's because the Swem house on Front Street is also a multi-generational family home. And it means something to us.
Thank you. Any further public comments? Non-agenda items.
Non-agenda.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Monroe LeMay again, 118 Shimmer Parkway. In 2019, the commission had adopted a non-discriminatory, I guess, ordinance, and which I thought was really great. We did that with One Buchanan. Is there any chance, since There are people in this community that have been intimidating and harassing. They've been doing it for 15 years since they moved here. We've actually had businesses leave town because of, and lose their businesses because of this individual. I was wondering, is there any chance, I know you're all really busy, but this shouldn't take too long. Can you adopt a non-bullying, intimidation, and harassment type of ordinance so that our volunteers, our businesses, and our citizens are safe? Would that be something that you could consider? Thank you.
Thanks, Monroe. Okay, any more public comments? Seeing none, move on to executive comments, since in lieu of the city manager, any, no, not you in particular. Deborah
Obviously,
Perez
Beth doesn't want to-
and Calla.
No, I just want to say thanks to the commission for your support this week. We appreciate you guys checking in on us and being present for us, so.
Very
I
good.
think the whole staff appreciates it.
Thank you. Very good. Commissioner comments, Mr. Bianski.
Okay. Oh, goodness. I voted for water bill increases 7 years ago. I voted for bigger increases than what they wanted to do because I knew it was coming. We have $80 million in infrastructure that have to be done in 16 years. At the last meeting, if you would have watched the YouTube, like I asked you all to, I voted for a $6 million bond. It's been inflated from $3.5 million. And we can make all kinds of excuses as to why it got there, why it's there. As far as the 8% increases, it is illegal for us to raise the rates across the board 8% to the townships. I was well aware of that. But I also asked if we could use the marijuana money that we collect to subsidize economic growth, to subsidize BARB, and the $170,000 we collect annually for permits. The reason why he said that it was easiest for him to go for that bond through water rates because it's consistent funds. That question was raised too, as far as raising the funds. Now, the problem is certain commissioners don't want it down there because it's gone from $3 million to $6 million. But them same commissioners are the ones that allowed it to get to this point. We do not have a DPW building because these commissioners tore it down. So we are operating without a DPW building at the cost of $5,000 a month. We don't even know where all of our equipment is, really. And that's no dig on our current DPW head. It's straight around. We didn't look into how much it would have really cost us to repair the building. The building was in shambles, really it was, but it didn't need to come down. Your water rates are going to go up. That's cold, hard facts. They are going to go up. I pay the same water rates, I pay the same taxes as all of you. I am fighting as hard as I can fight to keep them low, but I am one commissioner, and I am not gonna tolerate anybody telling me how to vote when I know 90% more than any of yous because I'm down here 30 hours a week, at least, if not more. The water bills, your water bills are going to go up. And and if we don't put the DPW building where it's gonna go, or where we have decided to put it, we're gonna throw away at least $200,000, which the city of Buchanan consistently does, just like dismissing city managers. We did that, the city has done that for 15 years. Then along came Bill Marks, and he was a hero, because we didn't have to let go city managers and pay 2 city managers for a year. But Bill Marks did not do nothing down here, nothing. He made backroom deals.
And you were on that commission, though.
I was on that commission. And I went to the Attorney States General, and I went to the prosecuting attorney of this Berrien County. And our clerk at that time went to the state police. So that's where we were at. I was half a step away from going to the FBI. So, and while I was commissioner, we got marijuana downtown, and we got a new sewer system. What we've got since I got thrown out because I authorized marijuana downtown is a lot of money spent. But every one of these people that work in the front of the store, every question that you call down here, they got to go through 10 envelopes, and I'm talking bill to find it. a phone system, a computer system, lost cases. It's all it's a nightmare down here. And if you paid any attention to the restaurant that we just opened in the township, that was a backroom deal. So I mean, before you throw arrows, and I'll take all the rocks you want to throw. If you want to recall me, spend the money. Spend your money. It's your taxpayer money. Throw me out. Make my day. But you may not be able to get rid of me. So I'm down here fighting the fight, whether you want me to or not. I'm done.
Thank you. Mr. Money?
Well, I just want to thank all of the city staff that we've got sitting around here for the work that they've done in the last week. We all know it's been quite the ordeal. And I just want to say, without picking out anybody specifically, I know you've all, jumped aboard and you've righted the ship. So thank you for all your help. Once again, I want to thank this commission for what they do and how it's done. That's all I have.
Thanks, Mr. Money. Mr. Swim?
Yeah, I'll echo Larry's comments. Guys had a tough week to go through this week, and you have our full support. This commission believes in you. We're proud of what we have down here. We know the next leader of this community is set up really, really well with a great team to help launch us into the next direction of this community. So for this group, we're very proud of you. We believe in you. And for the community and the investors out there that are looking at Buchanan in the future, we're here, we're strong, and we're still moving forward. Thank you.
Awesome. I guess I'm going to just wrap in together everything that everybody else has said. Thank you for everybody who stuck around. It's obvious that to some degree the city means something to each person individually in this room. During these times of transition, they may be tough, and some people disagree and some people agree. But I think it was the best decision for everybody, and that is including Heather. I think that she spent her time here doing the best that she could with the things that she knew how to do, and without her, we wouldn't have people like Kala and Rich, and Ms. Perez wouldn't be here either. So I think there's a lot of good things, and I think what we have to do is look forward to working together as a community. As much as I may not agree with the way that Dan conducts himself, he does have some very valid points. So listen to what he's saying, not how he's saying it sometimes, because I think we have a great propensity to forget that as much as you may not agree with his opinion, he still is authorized to have an opinion. So it's how I conduct myself around him. Is if you noticed, I don't get excited, I don't get mad, I don't get upset with anybody, because I want people to be heard and we can casually disagree, right? So for the rest of the city staff, please do business as usual. Do the great things that you do. I hear nothing but wonderful things. I believe that the team is stronger for this situation. I believe that the leadership that we have in place, I've always consistently said that to you. I look you in the eyes and you show me the respect, and I show you the respect, and we mutually agree that we're here to serve the city and serve our community. So continue to do so. We'll do the same, and we may not always agree, but at least we'll do it with respect. So with that, I will take a motion.
I would move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Very good. Roll call, please.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski.
Yes.
Your turn.
You want to talk to Cal?
Yeah.
Emma?
Patrol.
Dan.
Come on, will you? Sorry, that's just for the appointment for Rich to go on the
Any sanctioned by the city